Welcome back to Whitt Acres. Today we're going to build a platform bed for the goats. Before we get started, we'll get in here and check on the baby chicks, and they are doing well. Didn't lose any of them yet. Still have the original 15 plus Buckeye the rooster. So they're all doing well. You can see that they're tucked into this corner. I just raised the heat lamp up because it's a pretty warm and nice day outside right now. It's just under 60 degrees out here on the patio. We still have all the plastic walls up right now, so it keeps it nice and warm in here compared to outside where the wind's blowing. We're going out inside right now, and we're going to be heading up to the barn, check on all the rest of the animals. You ready, pup? I got the tools I think I'm going to need, so we'll get these packed up and get them carried up there. Hey birds, how y'all doing? We got all the chickens with Mumbles and the duck flock now. They're not separated. Hey Mumbles, how you guys doing in here? I still have them in the front right pen of the barn where they're still squishing all my irises, but I haven't been able to get them out yet. I think the weather has started to change to where I will be able to get the ducks and Mumbles out into their small triangle house instead of keeping them in the barn to keep them warmer during the night. But I think I'll be able to get them out there and out into the front bubble during the day. That way this pen can start to recover, the irises can grow up and I can get those dug out, and then this whole area will be planted into a garden that I could feed the animals with during the summer. It is so nice to see these goats here. Hey guys, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah. We got two wethers, two males here. I don't know, I haven't decided yet on the name for both of these yet. I have something in mind. I'm just not sure if I'm gonna go with it yet. I hear ya. Echo's been wanting to play with the goats the whole time. We've had these goats for almost a week now. So Puppy's been getting used to them. Go ahead, Puppy, get in there and play. No, stay in there, Flip. Oh, Puppy, you've been getting used to the goats. Don't mount them, Puppy. Yeah, don't mount the goats. They're boys. Hey, give them some space. Back up, back up, back up. Get the goats just a little bit of food. Not sure yet on how much they're supposed to be eating yet, so we'll just see how they're doing on their new food. Stop. So we'll just give them some food and they'll quiet down a little bit. Hi guys, how you doing? We got a smaller one and a larger one. The smaller one has horns on them though, and the larger one doesn't. Me and my dad were able to get the ear tags out, so you see some holes in their ears. We came up here the other day and cut the two plastic ear tags out. They really don't need them for my purposes here. But they have a nice little setup here. They got their shelter that's all upgraded and good for them. They have a little, I'm just using my IBC tote lid as their mineral feeder there. Gave them a tire to walk on, some sticks. They have the toy feeder there that they can roll around and get some stuff out of. I did have a pine branch shoved into the fence line there, and they ate all of that today. So there's no pine left over. Oh, I do see a little bit of pine laying on the ground over there. So they didn't eat all of it, but they pulled it off the branch. Goats. They got their water bucket there. And then for the hay feeder, I had the slat boards here. So I just tucked hay in between the board and the 2x4 fence wire. Stop. And they just get in there and they pull it out, and it's been working out fine. I just refill that every time I come up here. I give them something fresh. My chickens. It's a nice day, so I'll let the chickens outside into their bubble. Mumbles the duck flock can come out if they want to too. Hi guys, I'm gonna let you get out to the grass. Go ahead, muffins. Yeah, the chickens were ready for that. Use my peg here to block it. You had your fun with the goats. We gotta go work now. Come on. Good boy. Mumbles, you gonna start laying some more eggs? We kind of had that cold spell and you stopped laying your eggs. You only gave me 4. Once it warms up, are you gonna start laying some more? I hope so. We'll get out of here and let the ducks find their way out to the grass. Come on, Pop, we got work to do. We'll leave the goats inside their pen here and start playing. Yeah, you are a cute goat. Hi. Hi, bud. How you doing? We'll let them go in here. They got everything they need. I did have to make an addition to the barn brooder back here to keep them in, because the first time I put them in here and went to work, they hopped right out. So what I did was take some of these bed rail slats that I had down in the shed. I cut them in half, cut 3 of them in half, so I got 6 pieces. And I just kind of put them up as a little bit of a blockade so they can't jump through as easy, and it's working out perfectly since they haven't escaped since I added these. But this has worked out for their sleeping quarters right now. They got their mineral station with loose mineral and the licking block. I also put their feed bowl in the corner, and they have the little basket tray here of fresh hay whenever I load that up. You got any eggs, puppy? Oh yeah, we do. 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6. So 1 shy of a full lay today. We're waiting on 1 more chicken to drop. Come on. All right, got the fire whistle going off. Where are you, pup? There you are. Howl, puppy. Go ahead and howl. You tell him. So if you've been following along, we've been building this goat barn for the past month now. I think we're at 4 weeks, and it's been coming along nicely. I do have to get the gates still hung, but I lost motivation on that. So I'm skipping the gates for now and still trying to make some progress. We're heading inside. I've had some change of ideas in here. I'm going to be pulling all their feeder troughs, and any of their feed and water is going to go inside here so that they have water, mineral, and feed during the night whenever they have their sleeping quarters, which will be a platform that goes up here in the corner. I have some stumps and tree logs, so I'm just going to use those for the supports. I have this old true 2x4 I think I can use for a front support. So I need to grab some more boards from the barn to make a triangle here, and then I'll cap it off with some plywood that I need to cut to shape. And I was even thinking of using some conveyor belt rubber that I have lying around. There's a lot of materials in the barn and in the different buildings that we have, so I'm trying to figure out how I can utilize all these materials to the best of my ability. And I think if I add a rubber sheeting over top of the goat platform here, it'll make it a lot nicer to clean off, and if they pee or poo on top of it, it won't soak in and ruin the wood that I add. So I think that'll just be a nice addition, so we'll try and get that on at the end. So I got my tools up here. I'm going to need the circular saw to cut the plywood to shape. I'm going to need the Sawzall to cut that 2x4 to length. It's actually pretty good. I might not even need to cut that, but I might need to cut some other stuff. Got some batteries for the drills, as well as the DeWalt chainsaw, battery chainsaw, to cut the couple supports I need to cut those to the right height. So I'm going to get started on working on this, and hopefully it goes well. What are you doing, pup? You going to keep checking on the goats? You made some new best friends, didn't you? Yep, he gone. I just filled up the tank inside the barn, so I have 65 gallons inside, but we are about empty out here with the 275. I'd like to, I think, dig this curve out here and put a stone staircase. I always slip on this muddy corner, and I think that would look a lot nicer. I have a lot of projects in mind, and I don't have enough time to get to them all. While I'm up here, I'm also going to be grabbing a couple gourds that I can make into birdhouses again, because I'm trying to sell them at my farm stand. Just today, one of my neighbors went to the stand and bought a birdhouse gourd for their kids, so I got one sold and I want to get it replaced, so I have a nice stock of at least 2 out there, usually something for people to choose from. So before I'm done up here, I'm going to take a couple of those down and get them cleaned up, drilled out, and made into some new birdhouses. The first thing I need to do is get some equal height supports. So these 2 are pretty much equal, so I need to cut the other 2. Hey pup, I'm trying to do something. Could you stand over there? Thanks, buddy.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Take a step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me were meant to be outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
I think that's pretty good. Hop up. Up. All right, Echo, hop up. Good. Good. Alright, I think this is going to work out nicely as a little platform. I got it cut out around the sides there, and it's pretty good across the front. It's not perfect, but I think that's plenty good enough for the goats. I was able to patch that in with the one piece of plywood that I had, just the 2 foot by 8 foot strip. I was able to jimmy that into puzzle pieces and get that to make a full platform. Echo Pup is underneath hunting something in the corner there. We have those cinder blocks underneath that back leg, and I don't know if something moved into those cinder blocks. That's nice to get the platform up like that. I did get it pretty level, and then I made it slope towards this outside just in case water does get on there or pee or anything. It can flow off of it instead of pooling up there on top. It's just a very slight slope, just enough to get a little bit of drainage. I'm going to now bring that conveyor belt over and see if I can get that cut to fit on top of here and give it a nice protection layer. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. What are you sniffing for, puppy? What are you trying to find? So over here in the corner of the barn, we have this thick rubber from, I believe it was conveyor belts that my dad saved. So I'm going to try and use this. It's going to be hard to cut. I don't know if this is going to cut it, but we're going to try the Sawzall first. This is not going to be super easy. We got the platform done here. It's not the prettiest thing, but I think it's going to function just fine. Echo, hop up. Alright, so we got the platform in using mostly scrap material here, pretty much all scrap material. We had some logs left over from the tree felling, and then I had some really old true 2x4s here that I used for the framing around the outside. Had a scrap 2 foot by 8 foot piece of plywood that I puzzle pieced in there for the decking. And then I used some old conveyor belt that my dad saved for years to puzzle piece and patch in here to give it a nice durable top layer. So the conveyor belt material is going to protect the plywood decking board from any moisture that the goats drop down or carry up there from jumping on and off. And I think it's just going to be a more durable layer as well, because the goats are not going to puncture or mess that up at all. I used the scrap piece of plywood there to help fasten down the conveyor belt as well. I didn't have any washers up here. I didn't feel like going all the way down to the house. Puppy, what are you doing in there? Better not be destroying any of my foundation, puppy. But we got it screwed on with the plywood and screws all the way around. Has a little bit of wave to it, but this conveyor belt is really hard to work with. So I was lucky enough to even get it that flat without using 1,000 screws trying to get it to actually level out. I don't know what puppy is doing underneath there, what he's hunting for, but hopefully it's not going to hurt the goats. Puppy. That's one more item checked off the list, getting the platform bed complete for the goat hut. Now we have to work on the gates, finishing the goat hut and getting it fully enclosed. And then I need to come out here and work on the actual enclosure with the fencing out here. I've been collecting some pallets to try and reinforce my corners, so whenever I stretch the fence out, it'll have a nice sturdy corner. So I've been trying to collect a few more of those and get some more scrap wood to fasten everything together. We'll head down and see the goats before we close this video out. Hey goats. Hey you two. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Making noise? Hi. Hi, goats. Hi, goats. How you doing, goat? What about you? Hey, goats. Hey, Mumbles. What are you doing, Mumbles? You guys got all your ducks laying down? Hey, goats. How you doing? So I have been thinking of names for these two goats, and I don't really want to use anything that's been kind of taken as a pairing name. So if you got any good names, go ahead and drop them in the comments down below. If any of them are good, I might pick one of them. I do have a set of names in my head right now, but I've just been kind of test driving them for now. So next video I'll reveal what names I'm going to be picking for these 2 goats, so leave some suggestions down below. All week Echo Puppy's just been coming up here to see his goats every chance he gets. He never wants to leave their side. Every time I come up here, tend to him, and then go back to doing something else, he always just sits by the fence line here and doesn't want to follow me. He's really liking his goats, huh, Pop? Hard to blame him. These are 2 cute looking goats, huh, Puppy? Yeah, you guys come cute little friends. That's gonna be all for this one. We did get the goats platform bed created, so hopefully a little bit sooner these goats will be moving out to their back enclosure. I'm just gonna be poking away at that as I can. Holy crap, there's mosquitoes floating around right here. If you want to follow along with all the animals here at Whitt Acres, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit that like button before you leave, and you can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching.